Welcome back to Freedom News. Our top story today is the continuing crisis in Kalasia. This is Freedom News. Refugees are still pouring into Christoffel and Terra Libra. Our field reporter Amory is on location to bring us an update on the situation.
I'm here again at the Refugee Assistance Department, where the need for aid has increased dramatically. Families are pouring in, many of whom have left everything they own behind in Kalasia in their panic to escape a disaster that still cannot be explained. While the deaths only have occurred in Mura, all villages in the vicinity are emptying out of fear that they could be next. Answers about the disaster may still be in short supply, but the need for help for these poor people is in high demand. Not only is fear running rampant, but food supply has greatly diminished, as Mura and its surrounding region supplied most of the fish for the entire country. RAD is providing food, blankets, medical care, and temporary housing as the royalty continue to work with Kalasian officials in coming up with long-term plans. Back to you, Ben.
Thank you, Amory. But not all Christoffel and Terra Libra is on board with these relief efforts. There is a growing group of citizens who have grave concerns about the safety of our nations in these troubled times.
Protect our standards! Build our moat! Protect our standards! Build our moat!
While things are functioning for now at RAD, there are also heated moments as protesters surround the waiting refugees to voice their concerns over the influx of people pouring in. So tell me, what is it about the refugees that has you concerned?
We don't want people from Kalasia coming here and taking all our resources. They should just go home.
Could I provide a little clarity to this discussion? Thanks, Amory. Man, I'm sure there are some folks out there who believe as that man does. But what we're here for the concern of all the nations that are involved. We're just starting to recover from the upheaval of last year as the chairperson tore apart our standards. We're rebuilding. We have to get back to our standards. There's some of us who just wonder if we're opening up ourselves to another situation just like last year. The Kalasians, they don't have the same ideals that we do. Aren't we in danger of letting our standards water down? That's why we're here. We just want people to pay attention and really think things through. We need to protect our standards. Besides, how do we know that they're actually from Kalasia? Who's vetting these people? They could be from Gelt, the Shadowlands, some other dangerous country, just posing as Kalasians to sneak into our border. Wouldn't you agree?
Those are really thought-provoking questions. We'll have to see what the Royals' response is going to be. I'm here with Crown Princess Amy and Royal Master Knight Jared to get their take on the protesters outside the Refugee Assistance Department. There are some who are concerned about the safety of letting so many refugees into our nations. Have the royalty made any inquiries into their claims?
It's right and good that we should be worried about keeping our standards. That's what the High King has asked us to do. And I know that Queen Krista and King Joseph are very concerned with the way that Christoffel is responding to this crisis.
Right, King Richard and Queen Emily have felt the same. They've also emphasized that the danger to our standards doesn't come from the refugees, but from the way that we all act in this crisis. Some people are trying to take advantage of the situation.
Are you referring to the housing scams we've been hearing about?
Yes, apparently there are some of our citizens who are taking money from the refugees as rent for a place to stay, then giving them fake addresses and stealing their money. That's hardly living with integrity.
Yeah, and others are charging Kalasians double, triple, or even more for their goods and services. They're seeing this hard time as an excuse to get rich. That doesn't sound like protecting the weak or serving others to me.
I think as long as we focus on living the standards and following the High King, everything will be okay in the end.
Thank you for sharing that perspective. Sir Jared and Princess Amy have given us great encouragement, but the protesters continue to have their own views, and despite the stance from the royal house, their numbers are only increasing. Only time will tell whether the protesters' fears will come true. Back to you, Ben.
They bring up some valid points, and I'm sure the royalty are considering all angles. especially in light of the new information we have received. We go now to a word from our sponsors, and when we return, we have an exclusive interview that may shed some light on the topic.
In these troubled times, safety becomes the highest priority for any family in Aroas. No castle, keep, or fortress is complete without a security moat to deter possible invaders, too many refugees, or even annoying neighbors. It may even work on aliens. Modes R Us has been constructing quality security moats since the Dark Ages. We want to protect your family from any threat, just like we protected the Visigoths from Attila the Hun. Contact us today for a free consultation with one of our highly qualified moat experts and receive a retractable drawbridge upgrade with no additional cost to you. Moats R Us, the security service of yesterday for today. Crocodiles not included.
Earlier this week, one of our reporters received a communication from someone deep in the Gelt regime. He said he had information about the disaster he wanted to communicate, but would only do so if his identity could be protected. We have complied with his request, and he has agreed to be interviewed. His voice has changed, and his face is hidden in an effort to protect him. Are they ready? Yes? Okay. We are going live to our reporter in a hidden location.
We sat down with our whistleblower from Gelt, whose identity we've hidden for his protection, to learn more about the disaster that happened in Mura. Thank you for your courage in being here with us today. I can't imagine how hard it has been for you to come forward.
Once I found out what was happening, I couldn't not come forward and tell everyone. This information has to get out.
So, what did you learn about this disaster in Mura?
That's the thing, it wasn't just a disaster, it was an out-and-out attack. These deaths are the result of a weapon, used with the sole purpose to destroy Mura.
That's horrible. Who would do such a thing?
It's Koldar and the Huntress. Duh.
Oh, we should have known. But how does the weapon work? There was no sign of any injury on the people who died in Mura. They looked like they had just gone to sleep.
I don't know exactly how it works. One minute people are alive, and the next they're dead. But you need to know that this was kind of a mistake.
What do you mean by mistake? They didn't mean to kill all those people?
No, they meant to kill many more. They had planned to destroy all of Kalasia.
What? How is that even possible?
I heard that there was a malfunction that caused it to affect a fewer number of people than originally intended. They would kill me if they knew I was telling you this, but it's crucial that you know what their plans are. They aren't going to stop trying to get it to work. You have to be prepared. Their real plans...
Looks like we lost them. We will try to figure out what happened to our feed and get the rest of that interview out as soon as we can. Until we know more, stay safe, stay calm, and live the standards.